Hi, my name is Jeremy from Pond Megastore. Today we'll be showing you how to plant a large lotus. First of all, you need a large pot, at least 16 inches. The particular pot we're using today is 23 inches. The soil that you need to use to plant these is either a thick loam or clay. We use EarthGrow, a generic brand, which costs approximately $2 a bag. If you use Scott's or Miracle-Gro, it has a compost in it which will float and create algae, so you want to stay away from that. Lotuses are native from Canada to Siberia and down to the tropics. They can be sold from February 1st till approximately June 1st, and we sell out many of them before that, so you would like to order as soon as possible. In this particular plant, you want as much sunlight as possible because without at least 6 hours of sunlight a day, they will grow, but they will not flower. Okay, let's take a look at the plant. This is the tuber. This is actually what we will send you, okay? These are the growth tips. The pads will actually grow off of the growth tips. And these are the runners. These runners will actually grow around the pot 6 to 15 times over the course of the year and will gradually turn into a tuber itself. Now, while you're planting this, be very careful not to break any of the stems, because if you do, they will fill up with water and eventually kill the tuber. You also do not want to put any rocks or stones on top of this after you plant it, because that is also detrimental to the plant. Right. Today we're not going to worry about fertilizing, because you don't need to worry about fertilizing until they have aerial standing pads. Okay. As you can see, we've put the soil in. It's about 3 to 4 inches deep, and we'll be creating a trench in the middle in order to put the tuber in there. We're going to cover this in just a second, but I just wanted to show you. This is actually a little bit larger than what we would like to plant it at. So if you were going to plant it, you probably should plant it when it's a little bit smaller. And also, I had previously spoke about how if you broke a stem, it would actually kill this plant. If you are going to trim the plant, make sure you cut it above the water line. If you want to add one stone, you can do that, because sometimes this will float. But if you are going to do that, make sure you add it where there is no growth tip. Also, no more than one stone. Okay, and now we are ready for water. It might be muddy for a day or two, but that's okay. Okay, so this is a somewhat finished product. First of all, some of the pads are submerged, which is fine because within 48 hours they should be back up on top of the surface. If you get any type of an oily sheen on top of the water that you notice, make sure that you overflow the pot maybe 3 or 4 times in the first week or so, and after that it should be okay, because if you don't do that, no oxygen will be able to get in and the plant will also die. Okay. Now, if you would like to cheat and expedite the growth of the lotus, you can use an aquarium heater, okay? Now, when you're using this heater, please make sure you submerge it in the water before turning it on and turn it off for at least 30 minutes before you take it out, because if you don't, the glass can explode, and that's not a good thing. This is going to keep the water anywhere between 82 and 85 degrees. That's a good growth temperature. Anything below 80 degrees and it's going to grow very, very slow. We should be able to have this plant up and blooming within about 6 weeks, as long as you keep the temperature at 82 to 85 degrees. Since you can't pull the aquarium heater out of the thing because it will explode, obviously, you can use a cheap pool thermometer to put in there to see if the temperature is staying between 82 and 85 degrees. Hi, I'm Jeremy from Pond Megastore. We're going to look at our lotus here that we planted 17 days ago. This growth is for 17 days because we put the water heater in here. Anywhere north of Tennessee, generally, this amount of growth is going to take about 30 days. We have our surface pads here, and we have our aerial pads here. At this point, we're going to be able to put some fertilizer in it, which we didn't do originally. You'd like to wait till there's at least 2 or 3 of the aerial pads before you do this. And what else we have here? We have some new growths here. These will actually unfurl and start to look like these aerial pads, okay? And once we get approximately, say, 12 to 15 of these aerial pads, we'll start to get some flower growth down here in the plant also. And if you remember from the first video, this heater has been unplugged for about 10 minutes now. We're going to wait at least another 20 minutes because you want to wait 30 minutes before you take it out, because if you do before 30 minutes, it can explode.